Pradeep, good afternoon. A view on the Nifty and what should be the strategy going ahead now?
Hi, good afternoon, Pankaj. Since last 1.5 months, we have been betting for consolidation. The fact I have been pointing out repeatedly that Nifty had a decent run up of more than 30%. Bank Nifty Auto Index had run up of more than 50% over last 6 months or so. And 1 or 2 months of consolidation will make Nifty and other indices only healthy. So that's what we had seen in September, and that continues in October as well. Now, talking about the levels, 8540 to 8500 is a crucial support area for the short term. 8540 was the consolidation bottom. In August we had a long consolidation phase of 4 weeks or so, and 8520 was and 8540 where the levels where Nifty took support repeatedly, and 8500 was where a 20-week moving average for Nifty was placed. So this is the region where Nifty had a very strong support area, and from there we have seen a bounce back. Now on the higher side, equally strong resistance is placed around 8800, where surgical top bottom was placed, and that's where Nifty made a double top thereafter also. So basically we are saying that Nifty is in the range of 8500 to 8800, and it should stay in this range for a couple of weeks. And then once with this consolidation breaks out on either side, a big next up move or down move will happen. For the time being, it's still a consolidation.
Pradeep, any view on Idea Cellular?
So this is one stock we have been quite bearish, and in fact only Tata.com is stock where we have been bullish in the telecom space. Idea, if you remember, 96 was a major support, and once though that broken out decisively, we were working with a big downside target of around 65 to 70. Recently stock touched a low of 71, so it's very close to that support area or the target area after that big breakdown. And still I think oscillators are looking weak on the weekly as well as daily charts. I think today's move should be seen as just a pullback rally after an oversold territory. On the higher side, 82, 83 would be immediate resistance area, and it still continues to be a sell on release stock for us.
Right. At what level would you look to sell?
So I think 82, 83 is the region where its 34 DMA will kick in. So that would be an immediate resistance to buy. So keeping that as a stop loss, once it moves closer to that level, keeping that as a stop loss, one can initiate short. But as I mentioned, it's oversold territory, and preferably I would look to avoid it. But technically it would still continue. As I mentioned, the oscillators on daily and weekly charts are still bearish. So if at all, I would be comfortable shorting it closer to 83 kind of levels.
Right. Hindustan Zinc has just declared numbers. I'll just read the numbers. So profits, have come in at 1900 crores. Estimates was 1540 crores. Total revenues have come in at 3,888 crores. Numbers at the bottom of your screen as well. 1,901 for Hindustan Zinc in terms of profit. 3,880 in terms of revenue. Also, I'm getting a notification which says that Hindustan Zinc has approved a dividend policy. Not sure what this policy is, but I'll try and pull up the release and try and find out what's happening. Pradeep, any view on Hindustan Zinc? It's a name which has done very, very well.
Oh yes, and it had a decent run up overall last couple of months. But I think on the weekly chart, it has formed a negative divergence, and I think it should consolidate a bit around these levels. So I would not go ahead and buy at current level, but allow the stock to cool off. I think on the way down, closer to 210, 220 is the region where I would be comfortable and would want stock to correct after a decent run up.
Right. I'm just opening the release, and if I read from the release, so metals and mining production was up 51% quarter on quarter. This is a number that we had. Board has approved a dividend policy. H2 to be substantially stronger than H1. So that's a guidance which is coming in from the management. EBITDA has come in at 2,077 crores. That's up 84% QOQ. In terms of dividend policy, that is something that I want to see, that what dividend policy they have approved, but not something that I can see in the release as of now. So probably we'll wait and watch for what's happening, what's coming. Okay. So dividend, and they say that in accordance with the SEBI's recent guideline, the board of directors have approved the company's dividend policy, which entitles a minimum dividend of 30% of the profits or 5% of the net worth, whichever is higher. The detailed policy is available on the company's website. Considering a special Golden Jubilee dividend paid in April, no interim dividend is being paid now. I think this is something which one would take as a very, very big positive of this dividend policy coming in. Pradeep, I know you're a trader and you're trying to look at prices, but with the dividend policy coming in where the management says that they would be paying a minimum 30% of their net profits or 5% of net worth in terms of dividend, definitely should be taken positively, because it's a company which is generating cash flow. They don't have much capex. They don't have any debt. In fact, they have surplus cash on their books.
Likely so, but Hindustan Zinc has anyway been a strong dividend payer. Last time, if I remember, it paid a dividend of 22 or 25 rupees, and that then stock was around 161.70. So, this is what it has already put in black and white, that this is the dividend policy. But notwithstanding dividend policy, also it has been a good dividend payer. Purely looking from the price chart, as I mentioned, only because of the strong run-up, I would want the stock to cool off before taking a fresh positive. Nevertheless, long-term charts still continue to look good, and this has been our preferred bet in the metal space. But looking at the steep run-up and the negative divergence on weekly charts, I think some sort of consolidation or some correction is on the cards.
Right, and similar is the case with Vedanta.
Vedanta, I think, is struggling or negotiating with its big moving average resistance in the form of 500 week moving average, which is placed around 199 200. Once that is taken out, then it can go to 210, 220 kind of levels. But as I mentioned, 200 is the level where 119 and 200 is the region where it is facing a tough moving average resistance. And since last couple of days, it has been trying to cross that level. So I would watch out for that level to be taken up decisively before betting for next 5-10% up.
Right. Pradeep, thank you so much for taking out time for us. Hope to see you again.